Hello guys, today we're going to be doing what if Deku was Kryptonian. So, we start back when, before Midoriya is born. Inko tries to have a baby with Deku's dad in canon, which I don't remember his name, but obviously fails. Just for the what if. Usually it would go wrong, but yeah. And she's a bit down by this. So a few days later, when she's driving home from picking up some groceries, a huge pod lands right in front of her car. She turns so she doesn't hit the pod, and she gets out the car and looks at it, and then the hood automatically opens by itself without her doing anything. Then she says, it's a baby, and then questions why he's in a pod. She doesn't know it's a pod, but yeah. She picks up Deku and takes him, having him as her own baby, basically. And she ends up seeing that Deku is way, way stronger than a lot of other kids, figuring out that he's very strong. She doesn't know why he's so strong, but she knows he is very, very strong. Deku ends up, living his life pretty normally until he's around 3 years old, and then he goes to school on his first day, or his first day at school, daycare. Sorry, not school, daycare. And right, yeah, I'm pretty sure daycare. Yeah. Anyway, he goes there for his first day. He meets everybody in class. He's not as shy since he's played with people before. He's not super shy, but yeah. Deku ends up finding some people to talk to, and he meets this one kid named Katsuki Bakugo. They become friends like canon, and pretty much Deku never really shows, because every time he picks up something, he's very careful, shown by his mom, making sure he doesn't go out of control with his strength as when he was a baby, because he was insanely strong. Sorry for that very long pause. I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah, then we time skip a few years later when Deku's 5 years old. Deku still, admires All Might and says he wants to be like him. And he really doesn't need a quirk, because he already knows he's super strong and has other abilities other kids don't. So he's saying he thinks it's like an early quirk, basically. But he hasn't shown anybody yet. So yeah, when he goes to school, this is the day Bakugo unlocks his quirk. Bakugo starts flexing his quirk and thinking he's better than everybody. And starts becoming a bully over time. A few weeks pass, and Bakugo's bullying Deku, saying that he doesn't have a quirk. And Deku's getting angry by this. He knows that he has a quirk, but he doesn't use it because he might hurt Bakugo. Then Bakugo shoots an explosion right at Deku. Deku, basically, since Superman perceives time very slow because he's insanely fast, so I'm sorry, he perceives time differently, so he's easily able to dodge the explosion. And Bakugo is shocked that he can dodge his explosions, and then Bakugo just starts shooting multiple explosions. So Deku just dodges all of them, and then he at this point gets tired, so he just lets it hit him to see if he actually takes damage, because he knows he's strong, but he doesn't know if he's like super durable or not. He hasn't really tried to hurt himself. Like, why? No. Anyway, he lets the explosion hit him, and he doesn't feel anything, like anything at all. Nothing. There's nothing there. Deku looks at Bakugo. Bakugo's scared, like he's pooping his pants right now. He is so scared. Bakugo says, "What type of quirk do you have?" and Deku says that his quirk gives him super strength and multiple multiple other abilities, even though it's not a quirk. And yeah, Bakugo thought the entire time that Deku did not have a quirk, but the entire time he actually did. Bakugo gets angry at Deku for this and walks away. And the teachers did not do anything. They weren't even paying attention. And Deku gets angry about this because he could have, if he was a normal kid, he could have easily got hurt by Bakugo's explosions. And the teachers didn't do anything. They act like they didn't even see him. But everybody else, like all the other kids in the class, congratulates Deku for his super strong quirk. And yeah, now everybody knows about his insanely powerful quirk. Yeah. A few years later, and Deku was 14. Sorry. It's the end of the school year. The teacher says basically the same thing he does in the canon. I know you all want to be heroes, all that, and then he reads off the UA list. Bakugo and Deku. Bakugo gets angry, thinking that after all these years, he's gotten way more powerful. So he thinks, I'm way stronger than Deku. But in reality, he's really not. Deku really doesn't show his powers because there's no reason to. He only shows his powers when he needs to. Just like a hero. They really don't need to show their powers until they need to. So, Deku I'm so sorry, guys, for these pauses. I'm kind of tired. Deku, Jesus, not Deku. Bakugo gets angry at Deku for even thinking about going to UA, and he immediately runs towards Deku and starts talking mad smack for, well, in Deku's mind, no reason. Deku just completely ignores him. So this is when Bakugo, seeing that Deku is ignoring him, uses his explosions and slams his hand on the desk with explosions, popping off. Deku, getting irritated, just looks at Bakugo. And then Bakugo says, "What, you got something to say?" And Deku just gets up and walks away. And Bakugo immediately turns around and then kicks Deku. Well, tries. But Deku easily dodges this kick with literally no effort, and then continues walking like that didn't just happen. Everybody else is shocked. Well, everybody that's seen it was shocked. And oh, and then they all, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm actually so sorry. Then Bakugo shoots towards him with his explosions and throws a punch filled with explosions. Deku's basically dodging these while his back is turned pretty easily because he can hear them coming with his insane hearing. So he's pretty much just dodging all these explosions very, very easily. Like, Baku's not even there. And then Bakugo calls him a punk because Deku's not attacking him. Then, Deku just walks, or just jumps out the window. Everybody's shocked. The window was open. It wasn't closed. Okay. He jumps out the window and flies away. He doesn't like to fly because that shows everybody that he's using his quirk. But if he moves fast enough, no one's able to really see him. So he lands after a few minutes and is walking under a bridge, and then he hears something. Then a slime creature jumps right at him, and Deku just punches this creature, the slime villain. But he doesn't. Well, he knows it's somebody's quirk, but he doesn't know who it is. So yeah, the slime villain basically jumps at Deku. Deku punches the slime villain, and it goes into pieces. Deku didn't use all his power. He just used a bit, like a tiny bit, and the air pressure, or the wind pressure, just made him go all over the place. And then All Might appears, and Deku's still the same Deku, so he starts fanboying, and then I'm so sorry, guys. Then All Might asks if he defeated the sludge villain, and Deku says yes with his quirk. And All Might asks what his quirk is. Deku says that he has a lot of quirks because he has been training over the years. He hasn't been just sitting there. He figured out that he has a lot of different abilities from one day when he I'm sorry, when he almost fell. That's how he figured out he can fly. He almost fell, but he stayed floating in midair, so he wanted to see how many other abilities he had. So yeah, Deku ends up explaining this to All Might, and basically says all his powers: freeze breath, laser eyes, and All Might's impressed. But then he says he has to go, so All Might jumps off, and Deku just continues walking. And then he hears explosions, and then he sees a whole crowd of people. So he immediately goes over there, and then sees Bakugo stuck with the sledge villain. And he immediately looks at all the heroes that are just sitting there watching, and Deku's like, why aren't you helping him? And they're like, our quirks are not suited for this. So Deku just not runs, but starts walking past where all the heroes are like, stop. Then Deku speeds up a bit and literally just walks in front of the sledge villain. And the sledge villain is scared once he sees Deku. He is scared. So he immediately, or Deku says, let go of the kid, talking about Bakugo, and the sledge villain immediately does that. And then Deku grabs the sledge villain with his super speed, and then he just slams the sledge villain. That's not overkill. The sledge villain was still trying to creep on Bakugo, so he had to teach him a lesson for okay, right? I explained myself. Now, anyway, Deku, I'm so sorry. Deku hands the sledge villain to the heroes, and everybody's like, ooh, who are you? They got so many questions for him. The reporters are asking him multiple questions, and Deku just looks at them and jumps away, basically flying away. And yeah, he starts flying home, and then while he's in the sky, he sees All Might right next to him. And All Might asks him if he can come down, because he can't fly, he can only jump very high. So Deku lands, and All Might starts talking to him and says that you were impressive, and says, or asks him, does he want his quirk? And Deku refuses, saying he really doesn't need it, and then he says that All Might should give it to somebody that needs it. And All Might is like, okay, but at least let me train you. And Deku says okay to that. So Deku and All Might basically train for 10 months straight. They spar a lot. Deku really doesn't go all out because Deku's broken in this what if, just because I want him to be. But yeah. Oh, my phone's about to die. No. Okay. Anyway. Oh, my fingers are so numb. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Anyway. All Might pretty much just, or not All Might, sorry, Deku trained with Bakugo, or not Bakugo, All Might, and yeah, it's the entrance exam. It's time. So Deku walks in. He doesn't slip or trip. No. Deku walks in inside the building and instantly signs up, and then the written exam happens. Deku's pretty smart, so he gets the same score he gets in Canada. I really don't know what it is, but yeah. And then it's the robot part. Deku, once the gates open, he instantly uses his super speed and literally just starts destroying robots with such ease. He just punches a robot, then zooms to the next one, and he's all in super speed. So he's just destroying all these robots before anybody can even say anything. And then he stands in the middle of the city with a whole bunch of destroyed robots. And then the teachers are like, what the? And All Might's, not surprised, because he knows Deku is way stronger than him. Because he sparred with him and lost. But, Deku ends up continuing to destroy robots, but a lot slower, because he really doesn't think he needs all this power. Or did I say power? Sorry, points. So he destroys robots here and there, and then he feels the ground shake and hears a whole bunch of people screaming. So he immediately runs towards the screaming and the shaking of the 2-pointer and sees Uraraka. I said 2-pointer, 0-pointer, and he sees Uraraka stuck under the rocks. Before the 0-pointer can stop on her, he immediately grabs her and runs back. And while holding her, he punches the 0-pointer, in its head, and destroys it instantly. Uraraka, realizing that Deku's holding her, and just destroyed the 2-pointer, or the 0-pointer. Oh, why do I keep calling it a 2-pointer? Okay, anyway, destroyed the 0-pointer. I'm sorry, I'm getting so distracted. She blushes, then Deku puts her down and asks if she's injured, and she says her legs, and then Recovery Girl comes and heals her. And yeah, pretty much that's it. It's the end of the entrance exam, sorry. And Deku, hold on, give me a minute, goes home, and he's there with Eiko, and they're just sitting there vibing, and like 3 weeks later, the letter comes in, and Eiko was the first person to get it, and she grabs it and is super happy, and she gives it to Deku and says that is from UA, and Deku and Inko sit down in the living room and open it. Oh, and I forgot to say, Hazashi? I don't. Deku's dad from canon. Yeah, he left. Yeah, he left to do his job overseas. I'm pretty sure that's what happened in canon. So yeah. Anyway, Deku and Inko hear the same thing that All Might says, and canon but with it added, you got first place, and you got 100,000 points. And Inko's shocked. Then All Might says, you beat every world record. Well, for the fastest speed in human history. For those type of world records, physical world records. But yeah, Deku. Alright, yeah, Deku's just excited and happy that he's, and even though he already knew he was gonna get in from all the robots that he destroyed a lot of robots pretty easily. And Deku says, or not Deku, sorry. Yeah, Deku, not Deku. Inko wants to celebrate, so they're going somewhere for. I'm so sorry. They're gonna go get some pizza, and, have some fun for Deku, getting first place, and yeah. And a few days later, it's his first day of school, and Deku just walks there. He ends up seeing Ochako, and she says, "Thank you for saving me." And Deku says, "No problem. That's what a hero's supposed to do." And then he smiles. Yeah, pretty much it. And they go, or Deku goes inside UA. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so freaking sorry. I can't even think straight. Oh my god, dude. Okay. No. Okay. Right. So, Deku goes into the classroom. He easily sees Aizawa with his X-ray vision. And then he sits down. Did I say that he has X-ray vision? Anyway, he has basically all of Superman's powers. So any power that Superman had, he has it. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. Anyway, Deku. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm literally so sorry. I'm just not doing it right now. I'm not paying attention at all. Okay. Did I say he sits down? He sits down and waits, and he sees, Bakugo and Ida arguing, and everybody takes their seats, and everybody's talking because they want to know a bit more about their new classmates, and Deku's just sitting there quietly, and then Aizawa gets up and says his same lines that he says in canon, and then he says, "You need to be more like that kid," pointing at Deku, and then he says, "Go get changed. We're going outside, and Uraka says the same line she does in canon, and he says the same reply he said in canon. But yeah, Inko, I'm so sorry, not Inko, Jesus, oh my god. They're all in the changing room, and they change, and they gotta Jesus, what is it called? Frick, I can't remember. The ball throw. I'm so sorry. Eraserhead says that. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm freaking so sorry. Eraserhead says, here, or Aizawa, he says, here, Izuku, you have to, or here, Midoriya, you have to throw this ball as hard as you can. Deku grabs the ball, and he just looks at it. And Bakugo is, seeping with rage. And then once Deku starts to pull his hand back, Bakugo starts running at him. Deku just turns his head, and Aizawa is not fast enough, and Bakugo sends an explosion right into Deku's face, and everyone's shocked. Everyone's frozen, and Deku just sits there and looks at him like that did not just happen. Deku literally backhands Bakugo, not super hard, but hard enough to slap the living god out of him. And Bakugo is on the ground, and he's hurt. He is hurt real bad. And from the sound that slap made, Aizawa doesn't even punish him after that. He's just like, okay. He really just says, if you do that again, you're getting expelled. And everybody is shocked that Deku just slapped him. And yeah, Deku picks up, or grabs, finally cocks his hand back and throws the ball, getting it. He throws it around the planet, and then it comes back to him. He catches it, and Aizawa and everybody else is shocked. He just threw it around the entire planet, and it came back to him from the other side. And they really, they just say, okay, next. And yeah, he pretty much crushes everything. Speed, just for sakes. He goes against Ida. He says, I'll give you a head start. And Ida's like, what? No, let's make this fair. And Deku's like, do you really want to do this? Because I'm not being cocky. I'm sorry. I'm just that fast. And Ida says, okay. Deku still gives him a head start. Gives him like a 5-second head start. And then runs there in not Not even a fraction of a second. It's so fast. It's insane. That short of a distance, yeah, it's really not that fast. I said not that fast. That would be insane speeds that he would be reaching. Oh god, I'm sorry. With that shirt, yeah, he's gonna blow it with barely even trying. And yeah, he basically crushes all of them, all of the challenges anyway. And yeah, Deku ends up. I'm sorry. Deku. Jesus, oh, I'm not having a good time right now. I'm trying to do this. After the school day's over, Deku goes home, goes to sleep. It's the next day, and I'm pretty sure it's the heroes versus villains, then USJ. I'm gonna keep doing it like that because I really don't remember, unless somebody's gonna remind me in the comments, because I really, really don't remember. Anyway, Deku basically... I'm sorry. Just focus on this game. Deku just gets ready and puts on his hero costume, which is basically him dressed up as Superman. Wait, the big S on his... What was that? The big S on his chest, and he's pretty much vibing. Anyway, Deku ends up going against Bakugo and Ida. Wow, that is so funny that he goes against them and getting it. And I'm doing the Superman what if, and or not Superman, Kryptonian what if. That is actually super freaking funny. Anyway, Deku sits there, Deku and Uraraka start walking, and Deku says, "Get behind me, cause Bakugo is gonna be coming for me any second now." And once they turn the corner, Bakugo is right in their face, and says an explosion right in Deku's face, not phasing him. Deku immediately moves Uraraka out of the blast area so she doesn't get injured. And then he says Uraraka can go, and then Deku says that I can deal with this. And he's at this point just toying with Bakugo. He's just dodging all his attacks. And in his super speed, or I really don't want to call it flash time, but I might have to call it flash time. I want to call it speed perception. In his speed perception, he grabs Bakugo and just plucks him on the forehead, feeling like a normal punch, because Superman's insanely strong, and that makes Deku insanely strong because he's the same race. So yeah. Anyway, Bakugo felt that, and he keeps running at Deku and attacking him. And once Deku gets bored, he just instantly knocks Bakugo out, and then speeds to where Uraraka was. And once he gets there, he sees Ida guarding the bomb with Uraraka hiding behind a pillar. He goes near Uraraka and I'm sorry, and asks her, "Did you have any plans in mind?" And she says no. Deku just makes his presence known after walking away from Uraraka, makes his presence known, and Ida has the same line, "I won't let you, you won't stop me, hero," or something like that. I don't remember. And Deku, sorry, Deku does. I'm so freaking sorry, guys. I'm actually sorry. Deku's. Oh my god. Oh, I'm still having such a hard time with this one. Right. He just starts running at Deku, even though he knows he's too slow for him. Ida tries to kick at Deku, but none of the kicks work. Deku easily dodges all of them, and then just knocks him out. And by that time, Uraraka has already touched the bomb. So they say heroes win. Alright, I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. This is a long one. Peace out, everybody, and goodbye.